Hello everyone, today is December 17th, 2016. This article is from Mish Talk. Mish is Global Economic Trend Analysis. This has to deal with India's economy and what's happening there. The title of the article is India Confiscates Gold, Even Jewelry and Raids on Hidden Money. Global financial repression picks up steam, led by India. And if you remember, India is one of the BRICS nations. After declaring large denomination notes illegal, India now targets gold. It's not just gold bars or bullion. The government has raided houses, no questions asked, confiscating jewelry. For background to this article, please see my November 27th article, Cash Chaos in India, 86% of money in circulation withdrawn. Cash is still king in Japan. Large denomination means 500 rupee, or the conversion would be $7.30 in US dollars, and 1,000 rupee notes, which is about $14.60 in US dollars, which account for more than 85% of the money supply. They are no longer legal tender, effective immediately. As one might imagine, chaos ensued, and it continues. India confiscates gold. Picking up where we left off, please consider Message to Modi, Do No More Harm by Mihir Sharma. The chaos accompanying demonetization hasn't eased up noticeably. It seems like the disruption of the economy, especially in cash-centric rural India, will hit growth sharply for at least a few quarters. It's tough to say for how long and by how much. We are in uncharted territory here, and guesses have varied widely, but many analysts agree with former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, Manmohan Singh, who's predicting the new policy will knock 2% points off that world-beating GDP growth rate. Demonetization was originally sold as a surgical strike on black money, the illicit piles of cash many rich Indians have accumulated out of sight of the taxman. It's now clear the policy has been anything but surgical. Worse, uncomfortable questions are being asked about whether the complicated rules and exemptions that have accompanied demonetization have allowed black money holders to launder most of their cash. Of late, Modi's chosen to focus instead on demonetization as means of advancing a cashless economy. Yet the idea of a war on unaccounted for wealth remains central to demonetization's popular appeal, which means Modi would have to find other ways to keep that narrative going. So the government has now begun to push income tax officials to conduct raids on those who might be concealing assets in forms other than cash, such as gold. There's already enough fear of such raids becoming common again that the government felt the need to step in to quell some of the anxiety. That didn't help much. The government clarified, among other things, the rules governing when tax officials could seize gold. Nothing would happen if the holding is limited to 500 grams per married woman, 250 grams per unmarried woman, and 100 grams per male. It also said there would be no limits on jewelry provided it's acquired from inheritance. Also, the office conducting the search has discretion not to seize even a higher quantity of gold jewelry. What this means, unfortunately, is that India's income tax officers have just won the lottery. During a raid, they can, on the spot, decide whether or not to confiscate a family's gold holdings. And remember, India has an enormous amount of gold, 20,000 metric tons, much of it inherited. The rules governing simple searches are different, but few know that. Rather than cleaning up tax administration, the government has handled tax officials more power than they've had for decades. The rich will pay what they need to escape harassment. The rest will suffer. Rich escape, poor and middle class suffer. The last line in the preceding article says all you need to know about what's happening. The rich will pay what they need to escape harassment. The rest will suffer. Evidence suggests the politically connected and their friends knew about the ban on cash, acted in advance. Everyone else is stuck. India's raid on gold reinforces the ban on cash. Its ban on cash. Short term aside, these kinds of actions will increase demand for gold. What's next? I keep wondering what's next. People pretend they know. I admit I do not. However, I'm quite sure the currency crisis is coming. Where it strikes first is unknown, but the list of likely candidates increases every year. My spotlight has been on Japan, China, and the EU. India caught me off guard, but it adheres to my general theory this pot will eventually boil over and a cascade from unexpected place outside the U.S. U.S. actions may cause a currency crisis, but I believe a crisis will hit elsewhere first. If I am correct, gold will be the safe haven, regardless of currency, but especially when the crisis hits. And this is by Mike Nish Shedlock. Well, better stock up on whatever you can, because it's coming here, folks. It's coming here. Have a good day.